$31,000 US in just 6 months, posting 25 videos on one single faceless channel. And I know this might not be some kind of crazy number you often see here on YouTube, but at least the shit is real. And to be honest, it's still more, actually way more than the average pay per month in most of the European countries. So take it or leave it. It's a quick bag, 31K, not too bad. Let me actually refresh that page so you guys know it's real. Yeah, and as you can see, I've made or generated 13.4 million views during the last year, and that with an RPM of $2.30, which is actually pretty low. And you can just imagine what this number would look like if the RPM was twice or even triple the amount of that. So it's not just about the views, but also about the RPM for this niche, which was kind of bad, to be honest. And yeah, what are you going to learn in today's video? First of all, I will show you like everything, right? The strategy behind that channel, how did I came up with the thumbnails, the framing, the video ideation, the scripts, the voiceovers, everything. And how did I manage to do that every single one of these videos went viral? Then some real issues I had while running this channel, because there were some which you can learn from, and which eventually also led me to quit that channel entirely. Because as you could see, I stopped posting in October last year. So there was a reason for that. Yeah, first of all, important to know is that this channel wasn't actually planned to be a long form channel. I started off purely with short form content. I was doing some road rage Karen compilations and yeah, just dashcam content in general. So it was indeed car content, but not in this niche yet. Then after I got monetized, because back then you only needed 10 million views, not engaged views, but normal 10 million views to get monetized, which I did, I think, in 2 months. I switched to long form because I saw an opportunity which I wanted to try out. And from then on, the rest is history. I mean, I hit the jackpot and every single video went viral. However, as I just told you, then I stopped posting last year because I just milked the niche to the max, right? There were no more video ideas I could do. But yeah, you could theoretically still enter this niche today because, as you're gonna see in just a minute, these guys are still posting and they are still doing like basically the same amount of views they did back then. So this niche is nowhere near from dying. It's still active. However, only the frequency of these guys posting has decreased. So there's not so much content out there anymore you could cover. But still, this niche is not dead yet. Yeah, so let's actually now get into the strategy part of this video and not waste any more time. How did I find the niche, right? So there are basically 2 ways to do that. Either you do it with TubeLab or other niche finder tools, which is this one right here. In my opinion, TubeLab is the best one. And here you can use these filters to filter for high quality content, faceless niches, AI slop niches, basically everything. You just have to spend some time on this page and look for niches, and I can guarantee you 100% sooner or later you will find a profitable niche which you can then execute. So much for that. That would be the easier part, which I generally would recommend everybody to do in 2026. However, the way I found this niche, and I have actually called it the squeeze bands niche, as you're gonna find out in just a second why. I found this niche manually. Like, I was actually watching these guys and yeah, I was following their videos and I was generally interested in this kind of content. So that's how I found this niche personally. And yeah, what is this niche even about? Like, what is that content? I mean, you can see it has something to do with cars, but to show you that in the most efficient way, let me actually just play this clip right here.
All my elegy file put the chop down. Pull on the list and I start getting eager. Pull looking at me, he noted on Tito. Take us 1 thick.
You can see it's basically just about this group of guys, which is called the squeeze team. They were just driving recklessly in traffic, right? Endangering other people's life and stuff like that. And there was back then, and still up to this day, a huge hype around them, especially with this guy. His name is Squeeze Benz. He's recently changed his name to Mr. Squeeze, but there was a huge hype going on around these guys because of the stunts they did in public. And yeah, that's basically how I found this niche, because I was following their content even before this niche was invented. So there was just these two guys, which brings us to the next part of the video, which is the check the competition part. And yeah, back then it was kind of easy to do or to execute this niche, because basically there was just this guy, like a license and Squeeze Benz. And then there was one more guy, only one more guy, basically, that posted a compilation video in this niche. So the niche consisted of just these three guys posting videos. And since the original creators, like Squeeze Benz and License, they did only post like 1 or maximum 2 videos per month, there was a huge demand for these kind of videos. Like a huge demand, really. And the offer for it was really, really tiny. Like there were just, again, these two guys and one single compilation video out there. So the offer was basically zero. And this is, at least for most of the niches on YouTube, what can guarantee you virality. Because if the demand is huge and the offer is like basically zero or small, it's almost guaranteed that if you enter this niche, you will go viral in no time with it. And that's exactly what I did. Again, I told you that I saw a compilation video from a guy that just took his clips, like the license clips, and put it into a compilation video. And it performed very good. So I just thought, why not replicate that in the same way? And yeah, that's exactly what I did. And as you can see, the first video, like not the first, I did some, oh no, it's actually the first, yeah. The first video on this channel, 2.2 million views, which was exactly that. A simple compilation video called Clips That Made Squeeze Benz Famous. It popped off immediately. Today it got removed because of some policy stuff, but that doesn't really matter. This was just to test out the waters, right? I wanted to see if it actually worked and if the demand is high enough to get me some good amount of views. And yeah, I quickly saw that this niche is indeed a very good niche. And then I don't know why I did it, but I actually stopped posting or did some other type of content, and then came back in April and executed that niche finally. And from then on, every single video went viral. So that brings us to the next part of the video, which is the ideation part. And this is by far the most important thing you could even do or do wrong when it comes to uploading your videos. Because first of all, and this is the most important thing, you need to find the right target audience. For this niche, I mean, I looked into the comments, I was personally watching that niche, so I knew that the target audience for this niche was young people, like the younger generation, and also like, it's hard to explain, but like Karens, basically male Karens that were watching these videos and complaining about the guys driving so bad and endangering people's lives. So basically a male version of the Karen, right? And this was the target audience, young generation and male Karens. And yeah, from then on, normally you would do just copy what works, right? At least this is what everyone's telling you. Copy what works and it will go viral again. And generally that's true. But for this niche, I actually came up for like every video, it was all my own video ideas. I did not get inspired by anything besides for that first video, like the every time clips that made Squeeze Benz famous. But what I did from that is, because I actually knew what the people wanted to see, which was the pure driving content, which again was this type of compilation videos, right? Normally you can't get monetized or stay monetized when you are just posting compilation videos. That won't work. This isn't in line with the YouTube content policies. So I kind of took a gamble on that, because this video was a compilation, like 100%. Then this video, I think I added a little bit of commentary, but still 90% of the video is still a compilation. This one again. And I still was monetized at the time, so I really took that gamble, but it worked out big time. But then from here on, I started to add more commentary, did some more editing, and then yeah, all of the remaining videos are basically, or most of them at least, are real commentary videos, so they aren't compilations anymore. But I started off by doing just these compilations. And there's one more thing to it which is important, which I'm going to tell you in just a second. However, yeah, I doubled or tripled down on what worked from that point on. As you can see, oh wait, let me actually show it. Oh no, let me show it here. I doubled down on what worked because, as you can see, the clips that made squeeze bands famous, I took that format and adapted it to new videos. Clips that made license famous. Clips that earned squeeze bands his name. Clips that made swimming a trend. Swimming was the like the act of driving dangerously in traffic. It was just a term for that. Clips that made squeeze bands the most wanted driver and stuff like that. You can already tell clips that made license the most wanted driver. The content just repeats itself, right? It's just the same formula, but applied to different people of the group, of the swim team. Yeah, so that would be this part. Then also for the ideation, I used the comments because back then these videos were already going viral, and I looked into the comments of these videos and just looked for new video ideas because I knew back then that I wasn't able to sustain and still make money with this type of content if I didn't actually change the content, because these again were just compilations and this wouldn't have worked forever. So I needed to change something. And one day I looked into my comments and saw people asking about, how are these guys not catched yet? Like, isn't the police doing anything? Like, are they even interested in catching them? Because they're clearly endangering people on the road, right? And yeah, this is how I got the idea for this video right here. Why the police can't stop swimmers. And this actually ended up being one of the most viral videos on this channel, purely out of the idea from the comments. And this was just an explanatory video where I used an AI voice and a script to kind of get this point across why the police can't actually stop these guys. And yeah, it went pretty viral. It was not really lucky because it just was that nobody has covered this yet. I was the first one to cover that. And this was a question that every single one of these guys in this community, like those guys that actually and actively watch those videos, they were asking themselves, why isn't the police doing anything? So I just capitalized on that, and it paid out very good. Then also another strategy I used is the interconnect method, like the end screen method. And this is actually pretty underrated, right? So what I used to do when a video got some traction, like just 200 views already, I quickly went into the details, and then I added the end screen element to link to some of the other videos. And what this did is that it guaranteed me that every single one of these videos will immediately get pushed to the right audience, because once a viewer finishes that video, it will, like, he's most likely to go to this video too, right? And then he will watch this video, and then this video links to this video. And there's like this hidden aspect, it's called viewer satisfaction. And this is exactly that. If YouTube sees that the viewer is not only watching one video and interacting with it, engaging with it, but also then watching another video and then another video, this is just very positive for the YouTube algorithm, because it will then not only know better what your target audience is, but will also push your video out more, because it sees, okay, this is actually good content, people are interested in that, and it's more likely to get views, not only faster, but also more views in general. And this basically I proceeded to do for every single one of these videos, and that I'm pretty sure is part of why all of these videos went viral, because I interconnected every single video with each other. And yeah, but I not just did that, because you can't just link every video to another video, at least if the niche or the topics of each video are kind of different. So luckily in this niche the videos were all kind of different, were all kind of similar, so it wasn't really hard to do that. And as you can see here, like the end screen, especially for this video, it made perfect, like for this video, it made perfect sense, because again, the question I just told you. Why isn't anybody doing something about these guys? Why are they still driving, and why does the police not catch them? And yeah, then the next video just answers that question. And this is why it worked so good, because they watched this video, asked themselves this question, I linked this video to this one, and then this video popped off immediately. Like, do I have a screenshot of that somewhere here? No, I don't see it. But let me actually show it to you here. As you can see, like, it didn't take long for the video to pop off. Just 2 days, it was already sitting at 150k views. And from then on, it just gained more and more traction. So yeah, so much for that. Also, what this end screen method allowed me to have is like extremely good viewer average view durations, right? As you can see, these are some good examples. Like, they're not crazy good, but at least like the drop off at the start, which generally you want to have a low drop off at the start, it is indeed very, very low. Like 73% of the viewers are still watching after 30 seconds, which is, I would say, pretty good. And then also the graph doesn't really drop off after that. It stays kind of flat up until the end of the video. And here it's the same. This drop off came because I actually had a sponsor on this video, so that's why this section dropped off so hard. But again, a pretty decent graph. Like, nothing crazy, but it was indeed enough for that niche to work out. And yeah, these are some worse examples, I would say. But again, they still went viral. This is the second most viral video on this channel. And this one is another kind of video, which I'm gonna cover in just a second. But yeah, these graphs weren't really good. Still, this video got 500k views. This video got 2.2 million views. So you don't have to focus on just one metric in order for your videos to go viral. Again, the most important thing is the demand and offer ratio, as well as picking the right niche in the first place. So all of that stuff doesn't really matter, right? Then, of course, we have also the next step, which is the video creation. And just quickly, let me start with this part right here. I told you, I wasn't having like super duper many video ideas for this channel. So eventually I had to test out new stuff. And you should do that too, because you never know what will work for you. Every channel is different. And yeah, sometimes you really hit the jackpot with such stuff. So then what I did is that I just went along and again, manually looked for other video ideas I could use. And eventually I came across this channel right here, Suspect Vision. And back then he had only these 2 videos posted. And I saw this video and I thought it might actually kind of fit into my content, right? Because it's still police chases, and the people that are already subscribed to my channel would much likely also be interested in this type of content. So this video back then was sitting at, I think, 1.3 million views. So I already knew it was an outlier too. And back then also this like format, when cops realized they're chasing a pro, it was just coming up. Like, he was actually the first guy that ever posted this video, and I saw it just a few days after he uploaded it. So I knew this would most likely work well on my channel as well. And that's exactly what I did. Here's his video. And one thing I kind of messed up is I actually copied his thumbnail almost 100%, which generally you shouldn't do. Like, you should change something, right? Like I did here, because I actually posted 2 videos in that same category, and both of them did pretty good. So the first one only hit 70k views, but the second one actually managed to get around almost 600,000 views. And that is also something important, because you can expect every video to go viral. Even if you're in a super duper good niche, you just can't expect that, right? And that leads often to people giving up too early, although just one more video could, like it was here, change everything, right? And this video, although it had only 500k views, in comparison to these videos right here, which hit like 2 million views, this was actually one of the videos that I generated the most revenue with, because I had also a sponsor on this video, And yeah, let me actually show it to you, not just talk about it. This one right here. As you can see, $2,000. The RPM was kind of trash again, but still, I made, I think, double of that too with the sponsorship. So yeah, so much for that. Now let's talk about this stuff here. And really interesting or important is that back then AI wasn't really good at writing scripts like out of scratch, right? The way I did it was I was writing the outline for the video manually, and then after that I gave the outline to Cloud. I think it was 3.5 Sonnet back then, and just told him to improve that outline and make a whole script out of it. And then after that I revised it multiple times and told him to change this and change that, to make the script really perfect. Because again, you need like the script to resonate with your target audience. This is really important, and you don't want, at least in this niche, for the younger generation, you don't want AI slop scripts, because that wouldn't have worked. And that is in fact something a lot of other creators did after I posted all these videos. They tried to copy my channel and they failed, because they was doing exactly that, like AI slop scripts, which nobody was interested in. The younger generations, you have to know, they don't like these slop scripts. They want to get entertained. And I found out that the AI scripts were just too cocky, too explanatory, like you will probably know as well. And that is basically not good for younger generations. So it did not sound natural. And especially this niche was kind of like controversial, right? With all this police stuff and chases and stuff like that. The normal like way to write a script with AI slop scripts just wouldn't have worked. So the way I did it, I again write the outline, give it to Claude, let it analyze it, improve it even more, and then I got in the end the final result, which I then added the voiceover to. And also for the voiceover, it's important that you don't just spam it or copy the entire text into your voiceover generation model, because usually the models tend to make mistakes, and some parts of the scripts might sound bad, or even you can use them at all. So in order to avoid that, the way I did it, I divided this script, like let's say it was 10,000 characters. I divided it into 5 parts of 2,000 characters each, and then give each part to the voiceover separately. And also, don't use 11 labs, because this shit is too expensive. You don't need that. I've listed 2 alternatives here, which are, I think, 100x cheaper. And let me just show you one of them. It's like a rip-off of 11 labs basically, but again, much cheaper. And it has all the voices of 11 labs, the same voices. You can search by names or IDs, and it's the same quality. You have all those models, 11 labs v3, v2, and stuff like that. So yeah, that is take it or leave it, but I'm only using these websites. This was AI33 Pro, but also GenAI.vn is also a good alternative. And I think this is even more cheaper. So yeah, so much for that. Then we are going to get to the final part, which is the thumbnail and title combos. And again, let me talk about this videos right here, because this is something very important. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with every single video. You can just take what works, like you would normally do, and then adapt the framing, which means the title and thumbnail combination to it. This, as you can see, was the outlier that I showed you earlier. And here, this is kind of a bad example again, because I just copied the thumbnail. And that's also why this video didn't get as many views. However, then I changed the thumbnail to something like different, but still the same vibe and still the same like category to it. And again, this video performed pretty good. And yeah, I mean, there's a little joke in this video because the cop car is behind the truck and this guy is taking the exit. So this just matched the vibe perfectly. And that's why this video performed so good. And yeah, so much for that. Then we also have this one here, because once you found a formula or a working concept, you don't just want to leave that hanging, right? You want to use it even more. And for some of my videos, like this one, for example, I took, again, inspiration from a different thumbnail in a different niche and adapted my thumbnail to it. And it did great. Again, this was my first, one of my first videos in this niche. And this thumbnail style worked great. So I copied it for the next video. Then this video, as you already know, was one of the best performing ones. I also did copy the thumbnail style again, and it worked great again. Then same story for here. 300k views, copied it, 100k views. And this is really not that hard to understand, because once you found something that works, just capitalize on that and do it over and over again. Same thing for the titles, but also the same for the thumbnails. And even for the video content, because this is like the same video, right? I mean, even the title is similar. So the only thing I changed was really just the content in this video. Like, what did I talk about? And nothing more. The script was almost identical, just different facts, and that was it. And again, for this, it's the same content style, just clips with a little commentary in between them, and it worked again. And the same for here. Just changed the script a little bit and recycled that content, did another video out of that. And this is basically like 3 views, right? You want to take that. And yeah, also for the thumbnails, I told you that I'm going to show you how I did those thumbnails. Yeah, first of all, let's just take a look at the statistics, because again, I told you the most important thing is the niche, like the demand and offer. And since the offer was really small, the people were basically forced to click on my videos, because I was having like the only videos on the market, right? So of course, naturally, the CTR would be kind of high, right? And it can be crazier than that. I've seen some people like reach even 30% AVD CTRs and 20% CTRs. But in this case, like the average 10% was enough. I averaged like 10% on each video, I think. Over time, of course, like the more impressions you get, the lower the click-through rate will be. But still, as you can see, the start was every time over 10%, over 10%, over 10%. And I think that played a huge factor too, because the thumbnails were just good and they were perfectly designed for the target audience. So yeah, this then led to the videos going viral extremely fast. After just like 2 hours, 25k impressions, 7k views. This one too, again, the outlier video, insane click-through rate. And this was the same video after 4 days, over 500,000 views already. And yeah, this is basically all about that. Now to how I actually did those thumbnails. Back then, I was using pixels, and I've actually purchased a 1-year subscription for here. So I'm not really sure when this will end, but this is actually the giveaway, because I don't need it anymore. And instead of just letting these credits rot in the account, I'm actually going to give away the account to one of you that watch this video. All you have to do is just to comment something under this video, and then I will randomly pick one comment. I think I will pick one in like 3 or 4 days. So yeah, just to let you guys know. And then I will also answer on your comment in the comment section and give you the account details. Basically, what this is a thumbnail generator. And yeah, wait, let me just, yeah. So you can type in a prompt here, or actually recreate the thumbnail, edit the thumbnail. And the way I did it was that I took some of my older video thumbnails and edit it as reference in order to generate then a new thumbnail out of it. And it's actually a pretty good tool. Again, I'm not using it anymore because I actually found a new solution for it, which is OpenArt. Here you have various video image generation models. And for example, I use this prompt right here just to show you how I did it back then. Edit some reference images of the person that I want to have on the thumbnail. And then I generated it just like that. And as you can see, you would have to refine it a little bit in Photoshop afterwards to make the colors pop out more. But that is basically how I came up with all those thumbnails. And yeah, most of the text I added manually in Photoshop, but like the AI generated image in the background, I always did it with pixels or actually OpenArt. So yeah, so much for that. Now also as a little bonus tip, something I can recommend everybody of you to do is to use controversy in your videos. Like not only in your videos, but also in the niche itself. And to give you guys an example of that, all those videos, like this niche, which again consisted of people running from cops, endangering people's lives on the road, this niche itself, it is pretty controversial on its own, right? So what you want to aim for is, like, your goal should be to get people commenting the obvious, right? So the obvious for this niche would be like playing Russian roulette with not only your life, but those of innocent people. And this is something that I'm sure like 90% of those people watching these videos were having in their head. They were asking like, why isn't the police stopping them? Why are they still driving? Why are they doing this? And this is just very controversial. Like there are people that actually enjoy it because they love to see these guys drive. But there were also like these Karens, or those male Karens I talked about earlier, that were just complaining, and they basically didn't understand why those guys were doing it. And as you can see, the effect of controversy played out incredibly well on this channel, because again, the niche on its own was already controversial. And then to even to amplify it even more, or to exaggerate it even more, I did kind of integrate that in my commentary as well. Like when I recorded the AI voiceovers and wrote the scripts, I was kind of glorifying this content, right? So you could almost imagine the AI voiceover to be like a fan of these guys. And of course, that would spark like some discussions in the comment section, as you can see here. And this is just a natural comment booster, right? Like it not only boosts the engagement of your video, but it will also spark like these conversations in the comment section, which again, this is just free engagement. You want to take advantage of that. And all of this like combined, like every single trick that I showed you here, and combined with this, it will just make sure that the video will perform even better. Because if you just implement one of these things, it will have some kind of effect. But if you're doing it all together, like the end stream method, the end screen element method, the use comments to find video ideas, triple or even double down on what works, this is just what makes a good channel, right? And then, of course, having a good frame for your video, like the title and thumbnail combination, all of this plays together. And if you manage to implement every single one of this stuff, then you will end up with a pretty good result, and a channel that is most likely going to get a good amount of views. And yeah, so much for that. I actually wanted to show you guys one more thing, because normally as I told you in the beginning, this is a trend-based channel. And normally on these trend-based channels, you won't have the evergreen effect. What does evergreen mean? It means like the videos you upload can have the potential to be watched even years after uploading them. And since I uploaded some compilations, this is exactly what happened, because as you can see here, I haven't uploaded in 3 months, and I'm still getting around $1 to 1.5K every single month by doing absolutely nothing. And this is basically it. Like you can see here, the graph just steadily rises, right? And most likely it will continue to do that for at least a few weeks or months. And this will just guarantee that I will still be making money, even though I'm not even posting anymore. And this is the case for actually a few of these videos. I'm pretty sure I just showed that one. And yeah, all it does is basically just give you free money, even after you stopped uploading. Of course, you could, after you milked out the niche, just immediately change the niche. But just to show you guys a real example, like it is on my channel, you could also just let it sit there and farm views and print you money, although you don't actually upload anything. So yeah, that would be that part. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we've covered everything important today. If you found this video valuable, let me know in the comments, and I would really appreciate you to subscribe and like this video. Again, feel free to enter the giveaway. Just comment something, I will pick a random winner. And also, if you like to see more of me and even possibly join my private community, which opens soon, feel free to sign up for my free newsletter in the video description. It's the first link. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.